into another edition of Rachel's Rally. This time the boat brought us right out here to Coronado High School for a clash between Coronado and Eastwood. How good does it feel to sit in the stands and get ready for a game underneath the Friday night lights? I've got fans from Eastwood and from Coronado here. Guys, who's going to win this game? Coronado! It's pretty torn out here. Eastwood, though, I did want to ask, can we do a trooper clap together on 3, 2, 1? Oh, I did it on time. Let's go. Eastwood taking on Coronado. Eastwood come into the game 1-1 on the season after falling to Pebble Hills earlier in the season. Head coach Julio Lopez told me that while you never want to lose, that game taught them a lot and they've grown from it and are using it as motivation moving forward as they try to get back to the Sweet 16 and beyond. Meanwhile, for the Thunderbirds, they are on the hunt for their first win in district play under new head coach Mike Pry, who doesn't look at this year as a rebuild and rather a turn the ship around season, but he knows every game at this level is a dogfight.
Eastwood's got a high-powered offense. They're going to put up points on the scoreboard, so every time we have possession, we got to score and we got to get some turnaways from them.
There's a lot of pride that I feel is back in that program, and you know, for us, we just got to execute. You know, everybody in 6A has athletes. Everybody. You know, I don't care who it is in the district. You're going to find good athletes on each team. So for us, it's just a matter of focusing on what we can control, focusing on ourselves.
A big 6A clash about to get going here over at Thunderbird Stadium. But another 6A clash is already taken place over at the SAC. Let's take you out to there. It is the Eastlake Falcons taking on the Socorro team. Look, it's a 4-1 Eastlake team heading into Socorro, who are looking for their first win of the season. And early, the Falcons were back to their trickery. QB Luke Lamelli with the handoff to Javier Ortega, and he lofts it up to Adrian Lopez for an Eastlake score. And that was really just the beginning for the Falcons. This time, Stephen Galindo weaving in and out for a run all the way to the 3-yard line, and that play would set up Stephen to just bolster his way into the end zone. Falcons doing it easy, getting the win 34-0. We'll have the highlights from that game as well as this game right here, and really all of the high school football games around the Borderland tonight on ABC 7 at 10:35 for the Borderland Blitz. But before we can get to that, we've got to get to UTEP. Also, after we get to that, we've got UTEP and NMSU taking on their games tomorrow. And despite Hurricane Ian, those games are both set to take place. UTEP actually took to the air today to head to their game with Charlotte tomorrow. And with a win tomorrow, the Miners will move back to 500 on the season and 500 in conference play, as well as put together their first back-to-back wins of the season. And while all of that sounds great, there's a lot they have to do to make it happen. Here are my Miner musts. We saw the run game come alive for UTEP last week, and we'll want to see that again against Charlotte, because that will allow Gavin Hardison to play more freely and not be forced to loft up pass after pass, which brings me to number 2, completing. When Hardison has thrown less this season, he completes more, and in turn, they move the chains and put points on the board. And for number 3, as much as I could talk about the number 2 defense in Conference USA, bringing the same intensity and disruption as last week, more importantly, tomorrow, the team as a whole will need to play to the aftermath, to the conditions, as there is a 15% chance it will be raining due to the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. Do all those things, and maybe, just maybe, after UTEP football will break their Eastern time zone hoodoo, which sees them winless in their 27 games on that side of the country.
Oh, I'm not sick of talking about it at all. You know what I mean? It's obviously a goal for us to try to get that. You know, that's one of those goals that you have that you want to try to get behind the program, right? And so that's the challenge this week, and so that's more motivation for us for sure.
UTEP looking for back-to-back wins tomorrow, and so are NMSU. The last time we saw that happen in the entirety of the Borderland, both teams getting back-to-back wins on the same weekend, you have to go back to 2008. Just crazy stuff. So can NMSU do it? Well, here are what they have to do in my book to get the win. The Aggies, to get the win over FIU. Last week, the Aggies rushed for 357 yards, and I want to see them dominate again, because if they can do that, obviously they'll work their way up the field, but it will also allow true freshman QB Gavin Frakes to settle in and find his groove and not have the success of the entire offense dependent on what he can do. And finally, not get ahead of themselves after their first win of the season. A young Aggies team and naturally riding high, especially because FIU is a very winnable game for them, but they need to stay focused and play each moment of the game. The Aggies hosting FIU tomorrow at 6 p.m. But before we can get to all of that, we've got a ton of high school football, and it begins right here. Isn't that right, guys? You ready for high school football underneath the Friday night lights? Woo!